All right, diving in. Streamlined digital storytelling, keeping audiences hooked. That's the name of the game today. Vyond and freebeat.ai, two platforms that are really changing how we create, especially in a world where everyone's vying for attention.
Yeah, it really is a content-saturated world out there.
Yeah, totally.
But, it's not just about churning out more and more.
Right.
Quality and efficiency, that's key, right?
Makes sense.
Especially for, well, anyone with a story to tell, really.
Yeah.
Businesses, educators.
Yeah, anyone with limited time and resources.
Exactly. And that demand for, top-notch visuals and sound, it's not going away.
Nope. It feels like every day it's getting more intense, the expectation.
Definitely. Can feel overwhelming if you're not working with the Hollywood budget.
For sure.
And that's where, I think AI is really stepping in to make a difference.
AI, all right. Bring on the robots.
Well, not robots exactly, but these platforms are simplifying what used to be incredibly complex and expensive processes.
Okay, so less robot takeover, more like robot helpers.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And it's fascinating to me. It's not just about automating tasks. It's opening up completely new creative possibilities.
Okay, so you're telling me I can finally make those epic animated explainer videos I've always dreamed of.
You actually can.
Yeah.
With Vyond, you've got this drag and drop interface, pre-built characters, backgrounds, you name it. And you don't need to be a design whiz.
That sounds dangerous, giving me that much power.
Right. And then there's freebeat.ai. So you can actually have custom music generated to match the mood of your project.
Wait, hold on. Custom music? Like AI is composing?
Yeah. It's using algorithms to analyze your video.
Wow.
And then it suggests music that fits, like the theme, the pacing. You can even tweak things like the instruments, tempo, so it's really dialed in.
That is so cool. But honestly, why go through all the trouble? Animation, sound, can't I just post a wall of text? Call it a day.
Well, you could, but think about it. Pairing visuals with audio, it increases message retention by a lot. Like a lot.
Yeah.
65%.
65%. Okay, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, our brains are wired for multisensory input, right?
Makes sense.
So when you combine strong visuals with a soundtrack that fits, you create an experience, something immersive, something people remember.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. I'm guessing animation specifically has a real edge when it comes to engagement.
Oh, for sure. Video content, just in general, gets way more shares than text and images combined. Like, way more.
Okay, how much more are we talking here?
We're talking 1,200% more shares.
1,200.
Yeah. And then animation on top of that.
Yeah.
It adds this whole other layer of visual interest, storytelling that, static content just can't match.
Wow, 1,200%. Okay, I'm on board the animation train.
Yeah.
Tell me more about Vyond. What makes it so user-friendly? Like, I'm imagining I want to create this historical explainer video, right? About the evolution of flight.
Okay, I like it. So with Vyond, you can actually switch between different animation styles very easily.
Mm-hmm.
So you could use something whimsical, like a cartoon style, for those early days of flight when people were just figuring things out.
Okay, yeah.
And then as technology advances, you could transition to a style that's more realistic.
So it's like I can visually match the era I'm talking about. That's really cool. But wouldn't something like that take forever to make?
That's the beauty of it. The drag and drop interface, it lets you build scenes really quickly. You can add voiceovers, sync lip movements, customize characters, all without any, coding or hardcore animation skills.
So it's like animation for dummies, basically.
Yeah, kind of. It really empowers anyone to create professional quality animation.
Yeah.
Whether you're making educational modules, explainer videos, even fun social media posts.
Yeah, the possibilities, I can see them swirling.
Right.
All right, speaking of fun, let's talk audio. You mentioned freebeat.ai can make these like custom soundtracks. How does that actually enhance my video?
It's all about setting the right mood and then enhancing the emotional impact, right? So let's go back to that historical video.
Okay, back to flight.
Yeah. So as you transition through the different eras of flight, the music could shift too. So for those early experimental days, something upbeat.
Got it.
And then as you're showing, modern aircraft, something more majestic, soaring.
Oh, okay, so it's not just finding like some random royalty-free track. It's actually like composing music designed for the visuals to tell a better story.
Exactly. And with freebeat.ai, you don't need to be a musician. You can start with their library of pre-made tracks and customize them.
Right.
Or you can use the AI-powered tools to generate something totally new.
Okay, so I'm picturing this. I've got my engaging visuals from Vyond. I'm building this epic soundtrack with freebeat.ai, but how do they actually work together? Like, is that a seamless process?
That's the key, right? So freebeat.ai is designed to seamlessly integrate with Vyond. Once you've got your animation finalized, you just import it into freebeat.ai, and then you start experimenting with different tracks. You can even sync the music to specific beats or actions in the video
Ooh.
to create a really dynamic, engaging experience.
So it's like they've thought of everything. So I'm basically creating this like multi-sensory experience that's going to blow my audience away.
You got it. By combining the power of these two, you're not just creating a video, you're crafting a complete audiovisual experience.
Okay.
Something designed to capture attention and leave a lasting impression.
I have to admit, I'm pretty excited about the possibilities here. But let's say I'm still a little skeptical about the whole sound thing.
Okay.
It's, it's just background music, right?
Well, think about like your favorite movie scores for a second.
Okay.
How different would those films feel without the music? Sound has an incredible ability to evoke emotions, create atmosphere, even influence how we perceive information.
You know what? You're right. I never really thought about it like that. Like the music can completely make or break a scene.
Absolutely.
Now I'm picturing a Vyond animation with this perfectly synced freebeat.ai soundtrack. And it's like, wow, this is next level storytelling.
Exactly. It's about creating a multi-layered experience that really engages your audience on multiple levels.
Okay, I'm sold on the concept. Vyond for visuals, freebeat.ai for audio. It's a match made in digital storytelling heaven. But how do these tools actually work in different scenarios? Like what are some real-world examples of this audio-visual synergy?
Okay, let's get specific. So let's say you're creating a video, like to explain a new product.
Okay, yeah.
So Vyond, you can build those eye-catching visuals, demonstrate features, benefits, really the whole 9 yards. And then freebeat.ai comes in with, maybe an upbeat, maybe even slightly quirky track to keep the energy up and the viewer interested, right?
So instead of like a dry, boring product demo, it's more like a mini movie trailer level excitement.
Exactly. And that kind of energy, it's infectious, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine a different scenario. You're creating like a mindfulness or meditation guide.
Okay, yeah.
So Vyond can set the scene with, gentle animations, soothing colors. Think like nature scenes, flowing water, that kind of vibe.
Okay, got it. Visual tranquility achieved.
Right.
But wouldn't a pumping soundtrack kind of ruin the mood?
Exactly. So that's where freebeat.ai's range comes in. You'd select a soundscape that's calming, maybe featuring instruments like flutes or chimes with a very slow tempo to match the visuals.
So it's not just like slapping on any music.
No.
It's really about those strategic audio choices, enhancing the message, the feeling.
Right. One last example. What if you're going for suspense, like a thriller or a mystery explainer?
Okay, yeah.
So Vyond can handle those dark, shadowy visuals, quick cuts, close-ups, all those things that build tension.
Ooh, getting Hitchcockian with it. But suspense needs that killer soundtrack, right?
Can freebeat.ai do creepy too? Absolutely. Think those dramatic string sections, maybe some well-placed percussion hits, that kind of score that gets your heart racing a bit.
Yeah.
Freebeat.ai has you covered.
It's amazing how you can direct the viewer's emotions through combining, sight and sound. It's like having a whole production studio at your fingertips.
It really is. And that's what's so fascinating about this combination. It empowers anyone, regardless of budget or technical skills, to create professional quality content.
Yeah, it really does level the playing field. But who benefits most from this? Is it individual creators, or are we talking larger teams as well?
Really, it's for anyone who wants to elevate their storytelling. Think about marketing teams working on a campaign. They could be building those Vyond visuals and tweaking freebeat.ai soundtracks at the same time, getting instant feedback, iterating.
That's so much more agile than that, traditional back and forth between departments. Streamline collaboration, get that creative synergy going right from the start.
Exactly. And it's not just businesses. Imagine educators using Vyond to create these animated lessons, explain complex topics, but in a way that's fun and visually engaging. And then freebeat.ai just adds that extra layer of immersion, keeps students focused, makes the learning process more enjoyable.
It's like turning every lesson into a mini documentary. So cool. Okay, now I want to get even more specific. How would we leverage this duo for different social media platforms?
Okay, let's break it down. So understanding your audience is key here.
Okay.
Take TikTok, for instance.
Yeah.
It's all about that quick, catchy content. Grab attention instantly, right? So you create a short Vyond animation, maybe a funny story, punchy message.
Got it. Keep it snappy. But wouldn't I just use whatever trending sound is, hot on TikTok right now?
You could, But freebeat.ai lets you take it a step further.
Okay.
Customize that trending sound, add unique elements, or even create something original, but that perfectly matches your animation.
So I'm standing out, but I'm still relevant to what people are, already watching.
Yeah.
Smart. What about something like Instagram?
So Instagram, it's visually driven. So think, stunning Vyond animations.
Yeah.
Maybe a motivational quote with a beautiful background or a quick product demo, but sleek visuals.
Yeah.
And freebeat.ai provides that chill, atmospheric music that just fits the Instagram aesthetic.
So it's about creating a vibe that aligns with the platform's overall feel. Makes sense. Now, we can't forget about YouTube, land of the long-form content.
Ah, YouTube. So here, Vyond could create those engaging explainer videos, educational deep dives, maybe even animated vlogs. Keep those visuals dynamic. Maybe use different styles within the same video to break things up.
Right, because the viewers have those longer attention spans on YouTube. You got to keep them hooked. So what kind of music would work best for those longer pieces?
Well, freebeat.ai could actually craft a soundtrack that ebbs and flows with the narrative. So maybe it starts with a catchy hook to grab attention and then shifts to something more subtle and atmospheric during the explanatory sections.
So even with those longer videos, it's still about that strategic sound design,
Absolutely.
making sure the audio complements the visuals and keeps viewers engaged, the whole way through.
Absolutely. And that brings us to a crucial point.
Okay.
This power, it comes with a certain responsibility.
Oh, here we go.
We can't talk about digital storytelling without considering the ethical implications.
Yeah, that's a really important point. Just because we can create something doesn't mean we should.
Right.
We have to think about the potential impact of our work, make sure we're using these tools for good. Yeah, it's like Spider-Man's uncle always said, great power, great responsibility. We've got these amazing tools, but we got to use them wisely.
Exactly. It's about being mindful of the messages we're sending, the stories. Are we just adding to the noise, or are we creating something, truly meaningful?
And it's not just about avoiding harmful content, right? It's also about authenticity, making sure our creations reflect our own voices, our perspectives.
100%. Because that's where the magic happens.
Mhm.
When people feel empowered to share their own stories, their own truths, that's when you see real change, real connection.
It's interesting. We started talking about Vyond and freebeat.ai as tools to create, content. But it feels like we've stumbled onto something bigger, like the democratization of creativity itself.
It really is. For so long, creating high-quality video and audio, that was limited to pros. People with, specialized skills, expensive equipment. Now, anyone with a laptop and Wi-Fi can make something amazing.
It's like a creative revolution, right? Everyone's a filmmaker, a musician, an animator. Those barriers are crumbling, and it's exciting.
Yeah, totally agree. And it's not just about, entertainment. It's about giving a voice to those who maybe didn't have one before. Small businesses, nonprofits, educators, they can all connect with their audiences on a whole other level.
It's not just one-way communication anymore either. We're seeing this shift toward interactive, participatory storytelling. It's not passive. People are creating, remixing, sharing. It's a dialogue.
Exactly. The line between creator and consumer, it's blurring. Everyone can be both. And man, that opens up a lot of possibilities.
But it comes with challenges too, right? This new landscape where everyone's a content creator. How do we make sure quality and authenticity still matter when there's just so much noise?
That's the million-dollar question. I think it comes down to intention and discernment. As creators, we've got to be more mindful. Why are we creating? What's the message? Who's the audience?
Right.
And as consumers, we have to be more critical, be aware of bias, seek out diverse voices, support creators who are doing work that, matters, work that's authentic.
So it's not just having the tools, it's using them with purpose, with integrity, recognizing the power of stories and that power comes with responsibility.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I think that's a great place to wrap things up. We've talked a lot about the technical side of Vyond and freebeat.ai, but in the end, it's the human element that matters most. Our creativity, our passion, our desire to connect and share. That's what will shape the future of digital storytelling.
Absolutely. So to everyone listening, embrace the power of these tools, but never lose sight of that human story at the heart of it all. Go create something amazing.
The world's waiting.
And that wraps up our deep dive into Vyond and freebeat.ai. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep sharing your unique stories.